Hey everyone, Lana here, finally back here on the interwebs because I have been away for, well, about a week. I had my sister visiting, she lives very far away, so it was very fun to see her for first time in a year, I think. So yeah, that was really fun. And then I also visited my mother. I haven't seen her in a while either, so it was really fun and checking out her house and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that. It was a good time. And also, I tried out silversmithing for the very first time because my mother is very into it. She loved to like be handicraft and stuff like that. So she had all the stuff and taught me a bit how to do it. And this was my very first attempt. Maybe a little bit ambitious, but in the end, I think it was kind of okay considering my very first time doing stuff like that. So yeah, my mom have taught me a lot of things, and I think that is a wonderful thing. I'm really, really lucky to have a really, really good mom. Though sadly, not everyone has. But that is not what we are here today for. We are here to check out a video called The Single Mother VTuber That Overcame Everything, a video by G-Man that is related to He-Man, that is cousin to G-Man. Did I just make a G-Man family tree there? I'm very sorry. Also, my mom cut my hair. I think she missed a little bit up here. But you know what? I'm gonna let it be there. It's adding my charm. I'm a mommy's boy. And I'm excited for this. And this involves the VTuber Otsuka Ray, which I actually haven't heard about before, I think. So this makes it just even more exciting. And I was told about this video that it's a very nice video and just wholesome in many ways, so I am excited to check this one out. And of course, links to the original video and their channels in the description. Go and support them. And now we're gonna jump right in and have ourselves a little look. Oh mama, I just killed a man. That is, how do you reply to that? Oh, shit. But yeah, so here we are with a single mother VTuber that overcome everything. And I think that is an really amazing. I mean, being a single parent is incredible hard. And I can just fathom, and I can only fathom the things you must go through to make it through everything, you know. You not only that, taking care of yourself. Like I'm living alone. I have two cats, and that is a lot of work and lots of things you need to think about. And it's even more complicated when it involves a child. And yeah, I have massive respect for any single parent that is taking care of their children and doing what they can. It's not always easy and it's not always the best, but I think it is the one thing we can do. Like, we try, and that is a very, very important thing, because there are lots of parents out there that don't care or don't try even. They're like just shitheads, sadly. Sometimes I think people need to do tests before they can be parents. It's way too easy to be one, isn't it? I mean, make a child, I guess. Being a parent is not easy. And yeah. Yeah, I guess I have stories I want to tell about my own childhood and my parents, stuff like that, but we're gonna go through here with the video as we go. Thank you for sacrificing your dreams so I could pursue mine. What was even my I don't remember my dreams, because when I grew up, my family have always been poor, you know, and our grandparents and everything. Not very much to go with, so to speak. Not that I blame them, you know. I love my family regardless. But I don't remember what my own dreams are, actually, because when I was done with school, 1 week after, I started working, because I started working on a factory here in town because we needed money for the family, because I have 4 younger siblings, and my dad that took care of us then was on sick leave, you know, because it damaged his back and stuff like that. So it was, so I don't really remember that, but I think it's, oh, well, I guess we got it again for the mommy.
On April 9th, 2025, a JP Indie VTuber.
I'm terrible sorry. That's scared. That was a little bit loud. I wasn't prepared for it to be so loud. Sorry. Oh my god, look at this. No, oh my god. That is adorable. And I love the little hat. God. And look at the face of pride there. Ah, so proud. Oh.
YouTuber named Otsuka Ray posts a heartfelt letter to her daughter starting kindergarten.
My daughter Reika will be entering kindergarten this spring. Without everybody's support, I wouldn't have been able to raise her as a single mother.
From these 2 sentences alone, I knew I had to tell Ray's story to the Western audience. Inspired, I DM'd Ray for an interview to learn more about this resilient story of being a single mother in Japan and being able to support her only daughter through her VTuber activities. Ray graciously agreed to answer my questions, so now I will tell her story.
Aww.
This story begins with a Japanese girl falling in love with a particular individual. Sadly, he ended up being a playboy and Ray got dumped. If things couldn't be even more intense, she found out that she was pregnant.
The day I found out I was unexpectedly pregnant.
Yeah, that's gonna be, especially when you're young, so young as well, you know. And that is why it's so important, you know. It's easy to make a child, so to speak, in that sense, but afterwards, and maybe the partner isn't a good match in the end, or just dumping you, whatever. So it's, oh god, I feel anxious. I can imagine that. God, the pressure knowing. Oh,
I felt anxious.
Precious.
My parents were repeatedly in and out of the hospital, and I don't have any siblings. I wasn't sure if I could raise a baby properly without anyone to rely on.
She was definitely on the fence about giving birth, and to complicate things, Ray was a physically weak person, so people around her was concerned about whether she could safely give birth. What shifted Ray's mind was her familiar duties to her father and grandmother. Both of these family members told Ray personally that they wanted to see the face of her unborn daughter, and these very words influenced this young woman to give birth.
My father received a terminal prognosis and my grandmother was already of an old age. I wanted to make them happy while they were still alive, and this feeling also motivated my determination to give birth to Reika-chan.
It was a...
My god. Yeah, I mean, not having family is so many family, like, and as is mentioned that they were in and out of hospital and old age and stuff like that can really make things worse, you know. At least I have 3 of my younger siblings nearby. My father lives nearby. My mom doesn't live super far away. My sister, though, she lives like 25 hours away from here, so it's not so close, but we still contact on the internet. At least I have that, but having like no siblings and not much family around, and being pregnant as well, that is tough. Though I will say I am not very fond of the idea that, you know, the father and the grandparent, like, oh, we would love to see the unborn child and all that. Well, I can understand, you know, the eagerness of seeing a grandchild and stuff like that. In the end, it is still the on the parent or the mother in this case, if they want to go through it or not. And now they did, and of course, from what I can imagine, she don't regret it at all. But in a different situation, it could have become something very hard and very detrimental to the child as well, you know. And because not everyone is ready to become a parent, because as we said, and Otsuka can definitely imagine. Well, no, she knows for sure. It's a tough thing. It's a tough job. When you become a parent, it's a job, you know, because you need to care for this little life that you love, but can also be very annoying. And I say that as a former child myself. And I say also, Mom, I'm very sorry for being a little shit.
Important to mention that Reika's birth itself was a difficult one. Due to Rei's weak physical body, she was actually in critical condition during the child rearing process. It got so bad at one point, the doctor approached Rei's father and asked him, do you want to save Rei or Reika? Thankfully, both did their best to persevere, and so Reika safely came into this world. It was during this time where a president of some agency tried to recruit this new mother to become an idol streamer at their company. Because Rei loves singing and dancing and needed a source of income to support her newborn, she jumped at the opportunity. This is kind of where Rei entered her Oshinoko arc because while she was doing her idol activities, she had to keep it a secret from her fans that Reika exists. Lady Luck was on this new idol side because she was getting more popular as an idol streamer and was actually getting a lot of money from fans. But at a certain point, Rei felt a growing burden of lying to her fans, but on a much more important note, there's also the possibility of making Reika feel lonely. This is where she made a complete career shift towards VTubing. But why VTubing?
Originally, I performed as an idol without concealing my face, but I had an opportunity to perform alongside VTubers at an event. Witnessing how much they enjoyed performing and how brightly they shone on stage sparked my interest in this world of VTubing. I was also deeply moved by the enthusiasm of the fans, which made me think I also want to dive into this world too.
VTubing just made sense in this case because it was the optimal choice of raising Reika as a single mother by being able to work from home while maintaining a certain level of privacy. What made the
Yeah, I think that is a very good idea. And that is another thing. I think VTubing is an amazing thing because you can, I mean, as I said, you can work from home and stuff like that, but you can also be kind of anonymous about it, you know. You still have the privacy. I mean, some VTubers like to show their faces, like me. Don't get too excited. I know this is the best as it can get from me. But having all of that options and stuff like that, it's a huge thing, and I think that is amazing. Like we know of course like Iron Mouse and many others that have a chance to actually do something and become something much bigger than they originally intended. Like it's amazing, and I think what I love with VTubing, I mean, of course there are drama, there is crazy shit happening there, but that is in all fandoms and communities, you know. As long as there's a lot of people, there will be people that is doing dumb shit. But we also have people like this that are just incredible wholesome and doing what they can, not only for their own sake, but for their own family and the little ones they have, you know? Like I do for my cats. They don't pay taxes. They are assholes. But I love them anyways. What are you... They're actually sleeping right now, so... But not when I try to sleep at night. Then they want to be up and running. I mean, then again, that is literally children, aren't they?
I think is even more interesting is that this new VTuber made the conscious decision of including Reika in her streams.
My daughter is still young and in such an irreplaceable stage of childhood, so I would always like to be by her side. As expected, baby Reika would cry for milk every few hours. I don't have anyone close to me whom I can trust Reika to, and I think it's impossible to hide the truth while doing streaming activities alone.
One other thing that Rei mentioned was that she fondly looked back on the times her parents had recorded videos of her childhood. In many of the same ways, streaming together with her daughter was a way to preserve her daughter's growth and memories. Well, I'm very happy Reika was included in her streams because she is so precious.
Yeah, that is so
I mean, look at the
precious.
time
Oh
she
my
found out that
God.
she was going to Sanrio Borderland. Personally, my favorite part of this dynamic is when Reika would jump on for a karaoke stream and sing with her mother.
Aw.
I'm thankful to God this girl isn't my niece, because if she asked for pocket money at a family function, I would deadass Venmo her $500, send her 5.59 Bitcoin, and start a trust fund for her.
Oh man, I can feel that, man. I can feel that. Oh my God, the pressure. And I love the idea that she allows her to be on, you know, with the stream and stuff like that, and that people and the fans are fine with it. Because I know there are lots of people, lots of fans. We all know about the classic, "Oh no, you have a partner, I can't watch you anymore," which is super weird, to be honest. But that is the parasocial hellhole we have these days. But this is so fucking precious. I love this. Oh my god. And yeah, recording. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can add a little bit clip here because my mom found a while ago some old VHS that she and my father had filmed back in the days and saved on VHS. And she managed to find so she could actually transfer from the VHS to the computer. So we got copies of this. And there is even when I'm like newly born, and I'm like, I mean, I'm born 86, so you can imagine the quality of that stuff.
Nu måste jag så. Ta inte så mycket mitt istället. De är gulliga. De gamla människor som vi ordnar, vi tar inte TV. Ja, det var bättre. Titta, ser du Micke?
And I'm also really happy it's not like, you know, I'm sorry, I ate kiwi fruits before this, and my tongue is kind of sour. But yeah, you know, family vloggers that filming their kids like constantly, I think this is way, way better. Like allowing the child joining on their own accord and having the privacy, like, yeah, like now, you know, it's, and also that's very adorable little model, I say. That's so cute.
Rei-san actually shared with me that she plans on releasing an original song with Reika-chan, and it will be a cute children's song.
Oh.
Mama, when that peak drops, you know what I'm blasting when the bros hand me the aux cord. What's truly amazing is how a medium like VTubing makes content like this accessible and is able to give individuals like Rei an opportunity to pursue their dreams, but also have the opportunity of being so involved with raising their children.
I am truly glad from the bottom of my heart that I chose to become a VTuber. My body isn't very strong, so I believe it will be difficult for me to continue as an idol or get a regular full-time job while raising a child on my own.
It's a lot of work.
I was a victim of stalking during my idol days, so for the sake of protecting my child's privacy, being a VTuber where I don't have to show myself is the choice that can give me peace of mind. Most importantly, because the VTuber work style exists, I don't have to miss the irreplaceable moments of being with Reika.
But beyond this miracle story, I also wanted to get Rei's perspective on being a single mother in Japan. It would be an understatement to say that there is a huge negative stigma towards single mothers in this country. Japan is a place that embraces traditional values and has a strong emphasis on family structure, especially having a two-parent household. A single mother is a complete antithesis of this. So when a normal Japanese person initially runs into single mothers, they are instantly labeled as irresponsible, failed, or even selfish for raising a child alone.
In Japan, the reality is that being a single mother often doesn't leave a good impression.
I mean, okay, I can imagine irresponsible, whatever, like, but selfish? What? I mean, I know the difference in culture is very, very big, you know? And I mean, obviously, we have that here as well. Like, you know, being a single parent or single mother is often looked down upon. Though I guess it's not as severe as it's in Japan. And it is insanely sad. Like, there is so many... And generally, weirdly enough, it's only aimed at the mothers. And very rarely at the fathers. Like, it's the mother's complete responsibility or whatever, you know. When it takes two to do the tango, you know. I'm just... What I'm saying... Diggity. But yeah, having the pressure of the society around you and everything, and it's looking down upon you, and you already have like a frail constitution and everything, it makes it much harder. And then the people, I think that is so because there is so many like different ways how families are. Because I grew up in a broken family, you know. My parents, when I was a kid, will fight all night. And I tell you, as a little kid, hearing your parents fighting, that did wonders for my development. Yes. Yeah, but and then the divorce and stuff like that. So it happens, you know. Stuff like that happens. There is so many reasons. It can be that someone, the other partner, maybe they died or something like that, or whatever. It can be so many reasons for it. And for some reason, I have the slight feeling that if Otsuka did abort her child, people would, because being a single mother, it is hard. People would probably chastise her for that, like, oh, how could you do that? But now they chastise her for being a single mother instead. It's like there is no win-win in it. And I know there will be people say, but what if your mom aborted you? Like, first of all, I would not know about it because I wouldn't exist. Simple as that. I think it's kind of ridiculous. What if, like, oh no? And to be fair, considering the world, abort me, please. No. But yeah, and I think it's just very sad that it is like that. That it's the entire idea that no matter how she would go and which way, there will be people judging her negatively for that, instead of seeing it as a strength of doing it. As I said, raising a child is hard. I mean, I don't have children, I have cats, and that is hard enough. I'm just saying, challenging.
Oftentimes, we find ourselves in a difficult financial situation, and it is not uncommon for people to think that poverty equals our own fault.
This is a common belief held by many Japanese.
I'm sorry, but I hate that. Poverty, your own fault. Yeah, certain people cause their own problems, yes. But even like me, I am really poor and I have lots of debts and all of that, which I started with. But the problem is that the debts, the rent on the debts, so to speak, the interest rate on them is so insanely high now that no matter how I do, I could never pay it off. And it's like, what the fuck am I... Okay. It's crazy. And then not to mention, there is so many people that they come from a smaller, poorer household, so they don't have the same opportunity as many others. So saying that there is so much systematic as well that cause that some people don't have the same chance and not the same economy and economical strength. I think that is so important, because saying that just because you're poor it's your own fault, yeah, some people cause their own problems, so to speak, their own poverty, but that is far from everyone, far from everyone. What if you have a good job and then the company you work at is closing down suddenly? You're fired, you don't have any job, your bills starting to pay up, and you try to find a job but you can't, but because it's hard to find a job in general. And there you are, poverty, not caused by you, but caused by inflation, caused by the government doing whatever and whatnot, and capitalism is just running haywire. Whee! Yeah, I feel very upset about the idea that, poverty, your fault. Like, no, fuck that.
People based on the current standings of this group. According to a scholarly paper, Evidence from Low-Income Single Mothers in Contemporary Japan, 51.4% of single mother households in Japan live below the poverty line, which is one of the highest rates among developed countries.
Yeah. Being single, a single parent, single mother many times as well, it's very hard.
Many people just overlook how hard it is of truly raising a kid alone in Japan.
No matter how hard we work, we also face prejudice, such as you only care about work and neglect your child, or I don't think you can properly raise your child. The truth is, we work that hard because we care about our child.
Yes.
However, I feel like it is hard for others to understand that.
I could definitely...
Yeah, and that is like, oh, you're working so hard, and that is what I say. There is only a lose-lose situation. No matter what you do, people will complaining or having prejudice towards you, and it's so, God. If it's such a problem, like you consider it bad, why not help them then? Simple as that. God damn it. Oh, it riles me up. I'm sorry. I just think it's amazing though that she gone through so much, doing what she can, and I think that is amazing. I just hate how people looking down on others like that because like what?
I feel Ray's frustration of people looking down on single mothers like her who put everything on the line for their children. She shares things like, as a mother, what brings me the most joy is seeing my daughter smile. No matter how tired I am, Reika's adorable smile always heals me. Or observes that children mimic what parents do as they grow up. That's why I have to work hard to be a role model for my daughter. When I hear these deep, meaningful answers about being a single mother, I can only show my respect for people like Ray. My respect.
Yeah, it's actually psychologically as well, that it's not only how children, learn from their parents, obviously, but as he mentioned here, that they copy, like, if you smile, they smile. And that is something we do even when we meet people out on the street. Like, we unintentionally, most of the time, copying other people's expression. Like, if someone is smiling and seeming happy, it makes us happy and smile as well. If they look angry, upset, it makes us feel, well, kind of take on that as well, Obviously, that is not for everyone and the different emotion, but there is an underlying truth to that. And I think that is amazing. And of course, having a parent that is this supportive can do so much, I mean, I can say me and my father have not had the best of a relationship, and there's a reason why me and all my siblings all have some mental health issues. Yeah. Let's say it like that. So, yeah. And that is why I think it's so important to have a parent that is doing what they can. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, Just stay as they are there and love their child. That is
For her only grew further as she gave encouragements to single parents out there diligently raising their children on their own.
You don't have to be perfect, and don't work too hard. The worst thing that can happen is for a parent to fall ill, especially a single parent. I used to keep pushing myself to the limit and ended up falling ill. My viewers scolded me for it, so I've been more mindful of my workload.
What I just like about Ray's story is that it provides so much hope. She's able to show people that there's always a way, despite your circumstances or the way people label you. For me though, at a certain point, I straight up asked her, how in the world did you persevere through all these life challenges? For her specifically, being a single mother is hard enough, but she also had to deal with other life curveballs, like having her father pass away last year, or dealing day to day with her physically weak body. To that question, she had a short but profound answer.
The more difficult experiences a person has gone through, the more they are able to save someone's soul. The person who never gives up until the end will undoubtedly succeed. These two phrases have always remained in my heart. Since I was young, I have experienced various illnesses and long-term hospitalizations. Even now, I often can't sing well due to my throat and ear illnesses. But I believe that you will eventually be rewarded for pushing through these tough situations.
This has been the story of Otsuka Ray and her inspiring story of being a single mother VTuber raising her precious 4-year-old daughter, Reika. If you want to support her in any way, all of her social info will be down below. She has expressed deep interest in interacting with overseas fans, so don't be afraid in showing her some love. I will also be assisting her in this really monumental project that US fans will appreciate, so be on the lookout for that. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to indulge in my 20th replay of Reika-chan belting.
Oh god, yeah, this is oh man, this is I love this stuff. There is so much shit going on the internet and in the world, so it feels really nice to just have this very wholesome story and the struggles she going through and how she conquer it, and it is tough. Like, yeah, her father passed away as well, and and working too hard, yeah, that is so easily done. I mean, I am by no means a big YouTuber or VTuber or streamer or anything like that, but there was a time where I streamed 8 hours a day and I uploaded like 3 to 5 videos per day. And that was kind of wild, I will say. I don't understand how I had the energy for that, but in the end, though, I cut down on it and trying to do more of the things I enjoy and take a little bit time as well. And it is important, you know, because it's so easy to work yourself to the bones and burn out. Because I had burnouts in years ago, and it is so easily ruining yourself. And especially when you have another life to care for, in this case, a daughter to care for. And I think that is amazing that she is doing all of this work and doing all she can. And as she said, you don't need to be perfect. And I think that is so true. You don't need to be perfect. Just try to do your best as you can. And I think that is something that is so precious that her daughter is part of this as well, you know. Because when I grew up, my hobbies have always been like video games, role-playing, like tabletop D&D and stuff like that, and Warhammer and fantasy, love reading books and stuff like that. And when my father was the one raising us, he had no interest in any of it. So he never actually joined on anything like that. And as I said to my sister just recently, is that if he like joined to play a video game with us, that would have been amazing. The fact having our dad joining in for something like that, even if he's not interested in it or understands it, just being part of it, of your child's interest, is a massive thing, you know? And don't mean like, oh, you need to be joining every day, but if you just once or something like that would be amazing. So seeing that Otsuka is doing this and having little Reika with her and stuff like that, then they can be together, I think that is an amazing thing. That is a really beautiful thing. And I think that is something that we need to appreciate. Because as I said, the world is a tough place as it is. So having these little things is incredible. And massive kudos to Otsuka Ray for doing all of this, working so hard, and raising a child while doing VTubing and everything. That is an incredible thing. And also, I wanted to tell a story from my childhood that caused my parents to, I mean, they probably wondered if they could abort us later, like when we were 4 or 5 years old. Because the thing is that me and my younger sister, well, she's the next oldest one, and I'm the oldest one, was up very early one morning on a weekend, and we went into the kitchen, and we took all the jackets and things in the hallway and spread it out on the floor. Like very big, lots of jackets, you know, lots of children jackets, lots of the parents, my mom's and dad jackets and everything. We put it on the floor, and then we started an operation that would ruin all of those jackets and everything, because I was a bit taller than my sister, so I could reach, and I started to pull out things from the pantry, from the fridge and everything. But I couldn't open stuff because I was and I am very clumsy. But my sister could, so she would open up the like jars and the packages and stuff like that, and then we dump everything on these jackets we had placed out on the floor, and it became this kind of, you know, mess. It was flour, it was eggs, it was milk, everything on there, and then we took with little toy cars and built like a little city. So we were driving around. Spaghetti was like lampposts we put out, and there we was playing in this mess. And when my mom came down, she took a step in the kitchen, went back and sat down on the stairs and started to cry. I feel so bad for her, but to my defense, I was a little brat. I thought it was like, oh wow, this is fun. Whee! Me and my sister were like playing so much there. That was super fun for us. And I don't know if there's any photos of that of that moment, but if there is, I will share it sometime. But yeah, children can be a blessing, but they can also be a curse. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, mom and dad. Oh my god. But yeah, I will be back with more things here on the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And once again, links to original video and the channels in the description. Go and support them. See you all later, and have a continued super great day.